when these loved ones like myself, my mother passed away in 2019. And through all my trials and tribulations, even though being a mover and shaker, and probably a person that have or not have not, still were not able to provide my mother, my Omi, a stone for the grandkids, for the children, so they can have a place where they can go see, brother, you put me in a state of felicity that I have not been in a lot of years.
Glad we've been.
Well, I'm very thankful, but I did not know that you were doing what you're doing when we had the conversation about Gilly.
Wow.
But when I seen what you were doing, it just brings tears in my heart because people don't know how it feels to lose a loved one, be looked at as a person that can make it manifest when all my trials and tribulations are moving, going through the things I'm going through in everyday life. Still didn't make it easy for me to get my mother something that's most precious to me, which is a stone, a monument.
It's been going on for years like that.
Since 2019, it's 2025.
We're gonna make it happen.
Let's go. So walk me through where we at. So you customize these yourself?
We customize everything. I do all the sandblasting, the etching.
Question. How is your detail so detailed? When I look at a lot of other people's stuff, it look like a vinyl t-shirt that maybe if I wash it, it's gonna disappear sometime.
And that's actually the case. So what it is that they're basically just putting it on the top of the stone. So it's like it is like a t-shirt. So when you put the t-shirt and you put that silk screen on there, after some washes, it'll fade, the sun hit it, that's what you're gonna get. It's the same thing with a headstone, right? With this here, it's 3/4 to a 1/2 inch embedded into the stone. Sandblast.
Right.
So they never fade, they never go nowhere.
Right.
I just finished that stone, I wanna probably say
Pamela.
2 weeks ago. Just finished that. That's on the schedule to get set.
My aunt, my Omi is buried right next to her sister. Her sister passed away in the 70s. So she had one that's symbolically like that, a flat one.
Right.
So that's why when I was, making calls, when I called you guys and I called a few others, you guys was the first ones that reached out to me expeditiously. And it felt so good because me juggling this for 4 or 5 years, when I finally got somebody to call me back and talk to me, it felt like my mother just passed away then.
Right.
Just dealing with it. And I'm tired of dealing with it. Some people can deal with it. I can't deal with it, but I'm gonna keep going. So what is this type of stone called?
That's a slant.
It's a slant stone.
So that's a double plot slant. So if it's 2 people in that grave, 2 names go on that.
Got you. So we're gonna run through them, and we're gonna scan through them so we can get more into the business side. And if you want, this is the same. This is
the
wow.
die. So if you look at
you dyed that yourself?
No, a die is considered to be an upright stone. We call that's the language. You know what I mean?
Did you do this?
We did everything. So when you look at the design, so basically what I do is I actually take the glaze, the shine from off of it.
You ain't got to give them your secret, because you're giving other people the game. So we're just going to scan, and, let me just talk about this one. This is a little bit more, this is a little bit more sporty, so this was, of course, for a young man.
Yes, it was actually a custom piece. So when we ordered that, I ordered 5 of them. So on this stone, we could put any team on it, football team, the logos. Even if you want to get color in that. So, we Philly fans.
Right.
So I can actually change.
Do the Eagles.
I can make the helmet green. You get what I'm saying? So,
wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. So do you mind taking me into some of the most interpersonal, like, I hear so much about your wife. I hear so much other stuff about the business, inside of the business, and how you prepare. Are you willing to take us a little through the preparation or how you...
Sure.
Well, I'm following you, brother. Thank you. Now, this is a story that's never been told, and I'm very happy about it.
Story that most people don't want to hear.
That is correct.
This
Beautiful
where,
office. Wow.
This is where it all happens at. Say about 5 years ago, this was actually a total shell in this joint.
You got it beautiful in here.
Yeah, so from start to finish, my team, my guys, my construction company came in. We transformed this joint. You know what I mean? It wasn't
So wait,
nothing simple.
so bricklayer by trade. So you got a construction
General
side
general contractor. I built from the ground up. 30 plus years. You know what I mean? So house, whatever, it don't matter. You know what I
You
mean?
can build it.
We do it all.
And you look 30. You my age.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. You know, hey man, we got to keep it going.
Right,
So this
right.
is the office. This is where the people will come and sit down
Right.
and have a consultation.
Yep. So we got a front office. Come back here. It's the back office.
Okay.
All right.
And this is where all the business goes. So
This
if
is
I
where
was
the-
to ever help, if I can help somebody, so they'll come in here
sure,
and I'll say,
sure.
"How you doing? Yes. What brings you here today? Welcome to B&B Monuments." So when we do that, I like this. I like this whole setting. It because I'm picturing myself
Right.
when I first sat down with someone, how I would feel. So the presence is known. So I want you to sit here and let's have this conversation.
All right, man. Who do we got here?
You got Troy Richards, co-owner of BB Monuments / Nasheed.
Okay. Now, what part of the city is your establishment located?
We're located in Yeadon, PA, 303 Chester Avenue.
Okay, awesome. Now, let me ask you something. How long you've been, been up and running?
We've been up and running now for 7 years.
Okay. And what made you want to get into this industry?
I've been in the industry for the past 30 years plus. I'm a union bricklayer by trade, Local 1. I started my company in 2002, and I never looked back. And about 9 years ago, I had an epiphany, and it was basically about the headstones, the monument business. So I started doing some research. And as I started doing my research, my wife is in a whole different career. You know what I mean? Law enforcement, put out there, law enforcement. And what happened was I told her that I was thinking about getting into the funeral business to open up a funeral home. Because us as Muslims, so I've been washing bodies ever since I was about 14 years old. My father taught me how to prepare for the janazas. So all my cousins and close family friends and stuff like that, the males, I actually been washing bodies and preparing them for the janaza for a long time. And I used to be a barber years ago, so I actually cut a lot of people hair as they were deceased. You know what I mean? And I think it was just a calling. So I told my wife I was going to get into it. And when I told her, probably about 2 months later, my wife was enrolled in mortuary school. So she went to mortuary school, and when she went to mortuary school, by the time she graduated, I was actually working with her, studying, and that's when I stumbled across the monuments, because she was going to school for mortuary. And I told her, I said, listen, if I knew this 30 years ago, I wouldn't even been a bricklayer. I'd have been selling headstones. And that's how this became. Yep.
Now, with that transition, every business got its got its ups and downs. What are some of the things that you run into that you overcame?
Learning the business as far as getting into the monument, because me being a bricklayer, I knew that game, like I knew the trade, but getting into the monument business, I had to buy into it. And what I mean by buy into it was that I had to tap into some people that knew the game, and I had to pay for it. And they only gave me a little bit, because they don't give you the entire game. But with me being a bricklayer and a master mason by trade, the little bit that they gave me, I took it and I ran with it.
How important is it for people to have a headstone at their gravesite? For those that don't know,
what I get out of this, and I have family members. Let me correct it, right? I have family members. I have aunts and uncles that to the day, and I know my mom probably gonna watch this, but until the day, they don't have headstones. They don't have headstones. They probably been passed away for 15 years, 10 years, right? And not that's just my immediate side. But when I go to the other sides, I can count how many people that don't have headstones. And it's multiple reasons. Probably one, they couldn't afford it. Two, they didn't know about how to get them or who to talk to. Right? So it's a process.
My sister, she doesn't have a headstone. She's over there on Washington Lane. So when we go,
Shelton Hills.
Yep. When we go there, it's kind of hard to find her. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of got to search or ask the people if they're available. Can they find her grave site? And it become an emotional moment. When we can't find
listen,
them.
you ain't got to worry about that no more. We gonna basically put a headstone out there. So that's a done deal. Don't even worry about that.
That's nice. That's nice, man. Let me ask you something. So in this business, when you first started, was it something that you initially wanted to do?
I did it. My father passed away, and basically that's what ignited it. That's what basically made me say, I'm not thinking about it no more. I'm doing it. So when my father passed away, I actually did his headstone, on my own.
And that's where it kind of like transpired
That's
into
where
that.
it transpired. That's where it started. You know what I mean? I told my mom and my sisters that I got it. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna design it, and I'm gonna send it to y'all. And that's what I did. And it's hard, man, because it's funny you ask me that because my father's out at Southwestern Friends Cemetery, so that's where the Muslims we get buried. And it's a couple of cemeteries, but it was close for my mother because my mother resides in Southwest, and I think we probably put about 300 headstones out there in Friends Cemetery right now. And every day I go out there, it's like I just buried my father that same day. And what I said was, it's funny, it's ironic because I said when I put him in that ground and I did the headstone, that cemetery became personal for me. So I made it my job to basically want to help any and everybody that was going to that cemetery because my father was there. That's his home. You know what I mean? So it's personal to me.
Speak a lot about your father. How was your father and your relationship?
My father has been in my life. I'm 54. 54 years I had a father. Mom and dad. My mother is still alive right now. I really thought, and he was one of my biggest fans. You know what I mean? I had a couple, but one of my biggest fans. And I never thought that I would be, I knew the day would come, but I never thought that I would be burying my father. He just retired. You know what I'm saying? 65. You know what I mean? And I thought that he would still be here. That's the closest person to me that I had to bury in my life. And each day go on is hard. Like, I mean, I'm getting a little emotional now, but, you know what I mean? But it's hard. Every day is hard. But I do this for him. I do it for him. The headstones that we give away is in honor of my father. And I'm going to give them headstones away as much as I can. If I can give a headstone away every day, I'm going to give a headstone away every day.
That's awesome that you are, taking the liberty of doing that, for people. And like I said, a lot of people don't have, a headstone at their gravesite for their loved ones. And that could become an emotional, tear on them. How big do you want your program to be for the community?
I wanted to be one of the biggest programs in the community. I'm gonna go back a little bit. So in 2010, we started a nonprofit organization. It's called Building Better Masonry Skill Development Program. We had one of the first pre-apprenticeship programs in the city of Philadelphia and surrounding counties. Reentry program for ex-offenders, low-income housing, repairs, senior citizens, and disabled. It ran for quite a while. My for-profit company funded that program. I tried for about 6 to 7 years to get funding. I could not get any funding for the program. So I want to probably say in 2015, I wound up basically shutting the program down to try to revamp. And I came up with the solution when we started the Monument Company. And we still teach masonry, still teach concrete, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, the whole nine. I'm willing to teach anybody that trade. So if you have a trade, you'll never be broke. You set your own destiny. You know what I mean? You can go wherever you want. You know what I mean? Sky's the limit. But when we created the Monument Company, I said that we can flip the script a little bit, and I see a lot of young brothers and young sisters at the cemetery. And that's when a light came on. And I said, listen, they sitting out here at the cemetery. I feel it. When I'm out at the cemetery working and putting them headstones in, it's something I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I need to not take life for granted. I feel like that I need to live each day like it's my last. Right? Tell a person you love them. Don't hold it in, because at the end of the day, I can be going in this ground the next day, the very next day. So I said, we keep talking to these young kids out here and trying to get them to stop the violence and stuff like that. I said, maybe if I can get them to come out here and dig this hole for this headstone, that they'll feel something. Like, it's something, I can't explain it, but it's something you feel. Like, and I'm pretty sure most people, when they go to the cemetery, they probably feel the same thing. You're in the cemetery. You know what I mean? You get a little chills. But this is not a chill you get. This is something you get to say, yo, this, like, I need to wake up. I feel this. And that's what put us on, basically saying that I want to get the youth to come out, dig that foundation for that headstone to go in, sit there, and rather be for your loved one. A brother, sister, mom, aunt, uncle, the whole nine. That personal connection that you have for putting that headstone down for your loved one is unexplainable or to feel.
If someone wants to participate, they want to donate their time into your program, how do they, inquire about that?
You can go on the email, nasheed@bbmonuments.org. Send a message out. Somebody get in contact with you. Or you can call me directly, not B&B Monuments, 215-510-7653, 215-510-7653. I will take all the calls directly.
My last question, what is one thing no one know about you, but they should?
I'm gonna say that my wife, if my wife was here right now, she'd probably start cracking up. I don't stop. So what I mean by that is that, and it could be a good thing and a bad thing, but when I put my mind to something, I'm gonna finish it. I don't stop. The only person that can stop me from doing what I need to do is Allah. Other than that, when I put my mind to it, I'm gonna finish it.
You work side by side with your wife. That's a beautiful thing. A lot of us can't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't have the opportunity to do that. How is it, chasing your dream and, working side by side with your wife?
It's a beautiful thing. Her dreams are my dreams. My dreams are her dreams. I might dream a little more, but for the most part, that's how it works. You know, we have our backdoor discussions and disagreements, but at the end of the day, we work it out.
Amazing, amazing. I know I said it was my last question, but let me ask you this last question. What would you tell your younger self today?
What would I tell my younger self today? Wow. I think I would have to tell myself that. Well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back on that. So I think, as a younger person, I always had my mother and father telling me that I can be whatever I wanted to be in life. They always had my back. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without them right now. You know what I mean? My entire family, you know what I mean, that had my back. So I would probably tell myself, my younger self, that the sky is the limit. And you can be and do whatever you want to do. I don't care where you come from, what part of life, finances, or anything. I would just basically tell myself, like, listen, if you thought of it and you put it on paper and you said that's what you wanted to be, then if you apply yourself, you can be that person. When you're doing something special in a movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that you want to be a part of it anyway are people that have been through it and understand it and that can feel it, right? And it's so much harder for me because my father and my father-in-law just buried my father-in-law, right? To get in that ground with my father, I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out the grave.
I know.
You get what I'm saying?
The watch Gil, the way, that's, we remember a lot of things about our friends and the people we be around, certain funny moments, sad moments. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget, because I experienced the pain we had when somebody said, F us, or I don't F with them, but his son and the pain, and when he looked up in the sky and screamed like he did, that took everything out of me.
Listen, man.
I didn't have no more in me. Because I was symbolically, I remember he told me in the hospital, said, hey man, you counting your umi out, you counting your mom out, man. Don't count your mom out. But realistically, I seen death. My mom had COPD. She had cancer. She had no adrenal glands, if you know what adrenal glands is. She took vitamin C forever, for the last 15 years when she got her adrenal glands taken out. There were doctors and studies that said that no such woman can live without adrenal glands, which adrenal glands is what's naturally inside of you to help you fight off diseases. Sure. So when she caught a cold, she had pneumonia. So the doctor said a year before she passed, no, they misdiagnosing the readings. Pneumonia looked symbolically like cancer. But it wasn't cancer that took her out, it was the COVID. And on her death certificate, it said respiratory acute infection, because they didn't know what to call it.
Wow.
So to me, bro, from the bottom of my heart, no matter if I can afford to or not afford to, when you called me that day and said, I just felt like this disaster nightmare for me has finally been able, inshallah, to really not be a burden anymore.
Welcome to Building Better Masonry and Monuments Skills Development Program. Building Better Masonry and Monuments Pre-Apprenticeship Program for concrete and masonry training. Thank you for your interest and support. Right now, we're finalizing this program curriculum, including exciting additions of monuments and memorial stone training. So we're opening a chance to work with Building Better now as a part of our brand ambassador program. Here's what that means. But for families who needs headstones, earn commission, earn on every sale, confirm, help spread the word about B&B monuments in your community. Be part of a mission to honor our people properly, because sadly, death is a part of life. And too many families still struggle to afford dignified memorials. It's about giving back, helping families heal, and restoring pride in how they remember and how we remember our loved ones. In our communities, some graves go 10, 20, even 30 years without a proper headstone. We are here to help change that. If you're interested in learning more about becoming a brand ambassador, please contact us now at 215-510-7653. That's 215-510-7653. Also, you can send us an email at N as in Nate, A as in Africa, S as in Sharp, H as in hot, I as in igloo, D as in dignify at bmbmonuments.org. That's Nasheed at bbmonuments.org. Yeah, also visit our Facebook page, our Instagram page, visit our YouTube page, visit our TikTok page, BB Monuments, also located at 303 Chester Avenue, Lansdowne, PA, 19050, United States of America. One more, that address is BB Monuments, where we're located at 303 Chester Avenue, Lansdowne, PA, 19050, United States of America. Yes, make sure you can contact us, subscribe to us, get more details. Best regards. One more time, that phone number is 215-510-7653. B&B Monument.